In favor of the staff and students masking until the end of the first quarter, October 14th, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed, nay?
Nay.
Okay, so the ayes have won. Motion passes.
12 days into the new school year, Caldwell School District has already had to strengthen its mask policy because of an increase in absences. At the start of the school year, the district recommended students and staff wear masks indoors. Now, they're moving to masks required indoors, regardless of vaccination status. The Board of Trustees held a special board meeting last night where they heard from school principals about what they are seeing.
It just seems to be snowballing rather quickly. We recognize that the masks are making a difference in protection. And unlike last year when we went through this, I really didn't have any proof of substantial spread in our building. But this year I can say that that is not the case. I've got evidence that we're experiencing spread in our building.
And you can kind of tell, they're not really saying it in that soundbite there, but you can tell they're talking about cases of coronavirus, even though in the meeting they couldn't get a complete picture of confirmed cases because for many instances, if a kid came into the nurse's office with sniffles, they sent him home. If there was contact with a confirmed case in a classroom, they sent him home. They weren't taking any chances. Most of the principals told the board last night as the absences piled up, it gets more and more difficult to find out why, just because of the sheer volume of the number of kids that are out. So the decision wasn't based completely on confirmed COVID cases, but they did have a pretty good idea it was running rampant. These are the number of students in class in each school in the district versus the student population in the last few days. Previously, the board had voted to require masks in schools with more than 10% of the student body absent, meaning if it went above 10%, they were going to require masks in schools. And they did that last week with 3 schools, Caldwell High, as well as Washington and Lincoln Elementary. You can see now, every school is above that number, that 10% barrier. Lincoln Elementary School has 29% of the school absent. Van Buren, Sacagawea Elementary Schools, as well as Jefferson Junior High, 25% students called out. The lowest would be Syringa, with just 11%. We mentioned the 2 elementary schools and the high school already under the mask mandate. Well, we also learned in last night's meeting, a 4th school, Wilson Elementary, was added to that list last Friday because of a high number of confirmed COVID cases. Well, now it's a district-wide requirement. And again, it will go into effect tomorrow through at least the end of the first quarter on October 14th. And then at that point, the school board will reassess. Okay, so Caldwell's just one of Idaho's 156 school districts and charter schools, one of nearly 2 dozen in the Treasure Valley alone. So how are the other schools faring? Are they seeing similar numbers? From our research, it's not as bad as what's going on out in Caldwell, but to be completely transparent, it's kind of hard to tell and get a complete number because of the way each district reports cases, if they publicly report them at all. Take the Boise School District, for example. They've had a mask mandate since the start of the school year back on August 16th. And so far, just this week, there have been 49 cases within the Boise School District. Last week, that number was 56, and we're only just 2 days into the school week. That's a total of 119 cases. So far, 13 schools have reported no cases in the Boise School District. West Ada, which has been back in the classroom for, 4 whole days after today, they have reported 31 cases, 5 staff and 26 students. And you can see how those break down there on your screen. In Nampa, they've had 42 cases so far this week, 3 staff and 39 students. Last week, they had 67 cases, 9 of them were staff, 58 of them were students. Middleton School District last week reported 9 total cases. And again, you can see the breakdown there by school. We reached out to the Kuna School District for their numbers, but you have yet to hear back. Not included in this list is Compass Charter School in Meridian. They actually closed the school yesterday for the rest of this week until after this Labor Day weekend because of a COVID outbreak within the school. Students are expected to return back to the building next Tuesday.